Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly felt free from worry about your finances? Did you know most people spend more time worrying about money than enjoying life? It's a constant background noise, always there, shaping our choices and moods. Over 70% of people feel stressed about their finances. That's a staggering number, and it's not just a statistic. It's real people, real lives. That's 7 out of 10 folks you see every day, carrying a heavy weight of bills, debt, and fear. It's like an invisible backpack, weighing us down wherever we go. It's a silent struggle, a chain that keeps people locked up, unable to dream bigger or live fuller. Most of us don't talk about it, but it's always there, holding us back. But this isn't just about not having enough cash. It's a mindset problem. The way we think about money shapes our reality more than we realize. We're taught money is hard to get, or even the root of all evil. These beliefs get passed down generation to generation without question. So we see money as the bad guy, a monster under the bed. We fear it, avoid it, or feel guilty for wanting more. We get paid, and by Monday we're already stressed about making it to the next paycheck. The cycle repeats, and it feels impossible to break free. That's not living, that's just surviving. Life becomes a series of compromises, not opportunities. This constant worry clouds your judgment and makes you settle for less. You stop taking risks. You start believing that your dreams are out of reach. You put your dreams on a shelf. You close the door on possibilities before you even try. The fear of money is a prison, but most of us don't realize we're holding the key. The lock isn't on the outside, it's in our minds. Here's the good news. It doesn't have to be this way. You can break the cycle and step into a new reality. You don't have to be scared of a number on a screen. You can learn to see money differently, as something you control, not something that controls you. You have the power to change your relationship with money. It starts with a single decision to think differently. It starts in your mind with a shift in perspective. When you change your thoughts, you change your life. Money isn't a source of stress, it's a tool. A tool you can learn to use, just like any other skill. A tool to build the life you want. To create opportunities, to open doors, to realize your dreams. Freedom, purpose, peace, it's all possible. You can have more than just survival. You can have fulfillment. And I'm going to show you how. Together we'll break those invisible chains and step into a brighter future. Let me tell you about Brenda. She worked hard, paid her bills, and looked like she had it all together. But inside, Brenda was drowning in financial anxiety. Every day was a battle against the numbers. She woke up thinking about her credit card balance, counted the hours to payday, and dodged calls from bill collectors. She made excuses to friends because she couldn't afford to go out. The stress affected her health, her sleep, and her relationships. Her job performance slipped because her mind was always on money. Money wasn't just part of her life, it was her master. She felt trapped and alone. Years went by like this, just getting by, robbing Peter to pay Paul. Brenda thought this was just how life was supposed to be. She saw her parents struggle and figured it was her turn. She accepted this reality. She gave up on things ever being different. She was just trying to keep her head above water. But deep down, she wanted more. Then one day everything changed. It wasn't a dramatic event, but a quiet moment that would alter the course of Brenda's life forever. Brenda was at the grocery store, and when the cashier told her the total, her heart sank. She didn't have enough. The embarrassment washed over her in a wave, and she felt the eyes of everyone in line behind her. She fumbled for her credit card, feeling shame and wishing she could disappear. Her hands trembled as she searched for a solution, but there was no easy fix. Driving home in tears, she thought, I can't live like this anymore. The weight of her financial struggles pressed down on her, making it hard to breathe. That was her turning point. In that moment, something inside her shifted. She realized she couldn't keep running from her problems. She decided to change, even if she didn't know how. The idea of facing her finances was terrifying, but the thought of staying stuck was even worse. That night, instead of ignoring her bills, she faced them. She sat at her kitchen table, surrounded by stacks of unopened envelopes. She laid out every statement and wrote down every dollar she owed. It was overwhelming, but she kept going, determined to see the truth. The number was scary, but for the first time, she wasn't running from it. She was facing it head-on, refusing to let fear dictate her next move. It was like turning on the lights in a dark room. Suddenly, what was hidden became clear, and the unknown lost its power. The unknown is always scarier than the known. Once you see the truth, you can start to deal with it. By putting it all on paper, she took away the power from her debt. It was no longer a shadow lurking in the background. It was just a number, a problem that could be solved. That moment sparked hope. For the first time in a long while, she felt a glimmer of possibility. Facing the truth was the first step. It was the hardest, but also the most important. She realized she could take control. She wasn't helpless. She could make a plan and take action. The fear started to fade. She wasn't powerless anymore. Each small step forward gave her more confidence. She was ready to fight for her freedom. She started learning, searching for answers, and building a new path. And that's when real change began. With every plan she made, she felt stronger and more hopeful. Sometimes all it takes is one honest look. That's the moment when everything starts to shift and a new future becomes possible. Brenda started learning. She realized that understanding money was just as important as earning it, and that knowledge could be her greatest asset. She read, listened to podcasts, and talked to people who manage money well. She asked questions, took notes, and slowly pieced together a new way of thinking. She discovered money isn't good or bad. It's just a tool. It doesn't have feelings or intentions. It simply reflects how you use it. Like a hammer, it can build or destroy, depending on how you use it. The same hammer that builds a home can also break a window. For years, Brenda let money break her spirit. She saw it as a source of stress, something always slipping through her fingers. She realized she'd been holding the hammer by the wrong end. She changed her language, and with it, her mindset. Instead of saying, "I can't afford that," she asked, "How can I afford that?" She started to see options where she once saw only obstacles. That simple switch opened her mind to possibilities. Suddenly, her financial life felt less like a trap and more like a puzzle she could solve. She stopped seeing her paycheck as just enough to cover stress. It became a starting point, not an end. She saw it as a set of tools to build a better life. Each dollar had a purpose, each expense a reason. She became the carpenter of her own life, shaping her future with every financial decision. Money was her tool belt, filled with choices and opportunities. Every dollar was a nail, every paycheck a fresh supply of lumber. She could build something strong, one step at a time. Debt became a messy room to clean, not a life sentence. It was a challenge, not a curse. Saving became building a foundation, not a punishment. Each small step was progress towards something bigger. The fear faded, replaced by purpose. Brenda felt lighter, more in control, and hopeful for the first time in years. She had a project now, building her financial freedom, brick by brick, plan by plan. Money was no longer the enemy. It was a partner in her journey. It was her tool for change, and she was finally ready to build the life she wanted. So how did Brenda do it? She started by talking to her money, not literally, but by paying attention to where every dollar went. Most people have no idea where their money goes. They just hope there's something left at the end. Brenda grabbed a notebook and tracked every expense for a month, every coffee, every bill, every little purchase. It was tedious but eye-opening. She realized how much she spent on things that didn't matter. This isn't about judging yourself. It's about gathering information. You can't fix a leak if you don't know where the water's coming from. Tracking your spending shows you where the leaks are. Knowledge is power. Once you know, you can make better choices. That's the beginning of freedom. Once you know where your money's going, it's time to tell it where to go. That's called a budget. Forget the idea that a budget is restrictive. It's actually a permission slip. It lets you spend on what matters most. Brenda listed her income, then her needs. Rent, utilities, groceries, gas. Those got paid first. Next, she tackled her debt, paying a bit more than the minimum. She set aside a little for savings, even just $20. What was left became her fun money, guilt-free spending. A budget with no room for fun is doomed to fail. By planning for it, she removed the guilt from spending. This method is called a zero-based budget. Income minus expenses equals zero. Every dollar has a job: rent, groceries, debt, fun. This plan takes the guesswork out of finances. You're not hoping you have enough. You know you do because you planned for it. You're in control. No more surprises, no more stress. Just a clear path forward. That's real freedom. Changing your money mindset is a marathon, not a sprint. You won't go from debt to millionaire overnight. Progress comes from small, consistent steps. Celebrate your wins along the way. Brenda's first victories were tiny, sticking to her grocery budget, paying off a small credit card. She celebrated with little things, not big spending. Each celebration rewired her brain to connect money with good feelings, not fear. Every small win built her confidence. Celebrate making it a week without an unplanned purchase. Celebrate putting extra toward debt. Celebrate your savings reaching a milestone. These aren't small things, they're huge. Each one is a step toward freedom. Be your own biggest cheerleader. As Brenda's confidence grew, she focused on building her Freedom Fund, what most call an emergency fund. This money gives you freedom to handle life's surprises without panic. An emergency fund is cash set aside for true emergencies: job loss, car repair, medical bills. The goal is 3 to 6 months of living expenses, but start with $1,000. That first $1,000 is a powerful buffer. Brenda saved $50 a paycheck until she reached it. The peace of mind was incredible. For the first time, she had a safety net. Once you have that starter fund, you can attack debt more aggressively. After her debt was gone, Brenda built her Freedom Fund to 6 months of expenses. This money gave her options: freedom to leave a job, take a risk, or just breathe easier. Money, once her prison guard, became her key to liberation. It unlocked the door to a life she chose. That's what a Freedom Fund is all about. It's not just about emergencies, it's about choices. It's about peace. And it's possible for you too. Brenda's story isn't a fairy tale. It's real, and it can be yours. She didn't get a magic wand. She made a decision. She decided she was worth more than a life of stress. She faced her fears, learned, and took action, one small step at a time. The person she is today was built on that one decision in a grocery store parking lot. You can make that decision right now. You don't have to live another day feeling trapped by money. See money as a tool to build your dreams. The power to change your financial life is in your mindset. Start small, track your spending, write out your debts, or set up a tiny savings transfer. Any one of these is a massive step forward. You're taking the wheel. This journey is yours. You have everything you need to succeed. All you have to do is start. I believe in you. Subscribe for more on building the life you deserve. Your journey to financial freedom starts today.